What's up, guys? It's Eli here with Night Jiu-Jitsu. I'm here with my man Ed, and I want to talk to you people that suck at wrestling and recognize the importance of it, because I am not a great wrestler, and I will fully admit that. I have a little bit of wrestling history, a little bit more, much more judo history. So I'm going to show some wrestling concepts that I think translate a little bit more immediate for more novice or more unskilled standing people. So we're going to start from here. One of the first things that you're going to see is a collar tie, and understanding how to navigate the collar tie and not getting overwhelmed by it and having some simple options from the collar tie is a very important thing. So I've got a collar tie on him, I've got an elbow tie on him here. He's got basically the same. So since we both have the same, we both have equal opportunity right here. And I want to shift those things to my favor so that I don't have to be the more athletic, faster person, because that's oftentimes, if I have a lack of wrestling experience, that's what's going to hurt me the worst, is my timing and my athleticism. So when we're in this position here, what I can do is I can go here and monitor on his elbow, but why am I even doing that? Right? That's something I need to ask myself. So sometimes what's a little better is for me, instead of posting or tying on his elbow, is to actually go and post inside here on his neck. I typically like to use the blade of my hand, because what this is going to allow me to do is create two kind of forms of pressure. So if we're here tied up, I'm posting in here on his neck, and I'm posting on the back of his neck here this way. And I'm going to go in on this kind of throat post here like this. So I'm kind of bracing against his neck. I'm holding the back of his head here. From that position here, once I feel him pushing back, I'm going to step my legs back in a shuffle step kind of motion. I'm not just taking a full step back, but I'm shuffling this way. Right? So what's happening on this snap down, where people mess up a lot of the time, they think the literal snap down, I'm trying to push him down. And if I don't break his posture and break his balance, that's not going to happen. Nothing's going to really happen to Ed. So what I need to do is create a pocket of space for him to fall into. I need to not only pull down, but first I need to push to get him to push back into me. Then as I go to snap down, I'm actually pulling here and tossing down. A good detail I heard is like your hands are wet and you're flinging the water off of them. So to expound on that, if I want to fling the water off my hands, I don't want to get it on my feet down here. So when I go to step back here, I want to fling that here this way and miss the line of my feet. What that's doing is giving Ed a pocket to fall into. So what I'd like to have as the reaction here this way is to go here and snap him down. Once I snap him down this way here, it's going to get him hopefully to post on his hands. Now, we're going to talk about what if I don't get him snapped this far, and what if my snap fails. But first, my snap was pretty successful at this point. So once I snap him down here, this way, boom, I'm going in, and once his head is under mine, I'm getting my shoulder to the back of his head. I'm not leaning all my weight on him, but I am putting some weight on him here this way. I'm going to chin strap here like this, like I'm grabbing his jaw, and I'm going to grab the back of his tricep on this side over here. At this point here now, one of his feet will probably be closer. If it's this foot here, let's bring that up a little bit. I'm going to talk about what if it's not, but what if it is first. If this foot is close here, then I'm going to pick the outside, and with my bicep, I'm going to push his neck the direction of his knee here this way. I'm pushing him to the outside of this knee over here this way. Okay, so that's going to help me to topple him over that wall of his base. So the whole thing here, as we get here, I snap him here, I pick the ankle, and I throw him down that way. From there, we can follow up. I can get my top side position, maybe mount whatever, or maybe I'm just passing guard, but I'm on top standing and he's on the ground, and I've kind of won that wrestling exchange from the feet. So I go here like this, I'm going to throat post into him here, I'm going to snap, I get him to post like that. What if the other foot is a little closer up here? If that foot is closer, then I'm going to keep the same idea, but I'm going to round the corner and I'm going to shoot and pick that ankle on that side here, right? Because it's closer. If I can't quite reach it with my hand, that's okay, because if that's the case, both feet are back and he's way overextended. And so just at that point here, boom, if I just round the corner, a lot of times that's just going to take him down anyway, because it's spiraling him. If he doesn't want to fall like that, he has to post a knee or a foot or a hand, and then he's created a new kind of pyramid structure that I can topple him over that way. So those are off of successful snaps. Now let's talk about not so successful, and we're going to take it from two extremes. One, I was very successful. I got his hands to the floor, maybe even his head. Two, this time, I'm not going to be very successful at all. I'm going to snap, it's going to have very little effect, and he's going to posture up. So if we go here, and I'm posting in, and then I go to snap, and this happens. I try to snap, nothing really happened very good. He's got this vertical posture. He's going to at least react a little bit, though. I'm not going to snap him, and he's just going to stay wherever I put him. He's going to have some kind of reaction. He's going to go farther forward, or he's going to posture back up. If he postures back up, The clearest route for me here is to go in double leg because we have this kind of matching stance. So I'm gonna lower my level here like this, and as I shoot in, I'm going in. I want my head to stay looking forward and up. I want my hips to shoot in this direction here. Once I cup the back of his two legs here, my rear leg is gonna step up if I wanna turn the corner here this way, and then we're gonna drive him down there, okay? So this is not necessarily a blast double, which I think takes a little bit more athleticism and a little bit more of that full send kind of mentality. This is a little bit more of a controlled double leg. This style of double leg, you don't have to have as high of a level of athleticism and timing to make work. What I get him to do here is I try to snap, he postures up, I shoot inside. My front knee is going down, I'm cupping the back of his two legs. As this leg goes to step up, my head is still up, and I spiral him down, and I start to post up on my other foot here, this way. I try to keep his legs together because, again, I don't want to cause separation, allow him to recover position, or maybe eat a knee to the face on the way down either, right? So not the end of the world, but it definitely sucks in training. So in this particular scenario here, this way, I want to try to act like I'm going to snap, but basically I'm just trying to get him to step. And when I get him to step like this, I'm going to fake a foot sweep to the inside. Now, this can be a foot sweep to the outside or the inside. I want to try to go like I'm going to fake a sweep this way here to get him to take that step out. When I see him take that step out, I know what he's doing is he's creating a pocket of space on this side. Now, I'm going to take a little baby kind of snap, and this is kind of the motion here, right? So wheel here, I get him to step, posture out here this way, okay? So what's happening here is as Ed steps back, I snap here down, and I push him out to the side. What this gives me is this flank off to this side here to where I'm perpendicular onto his side. And now from here, I can look to go into waist locks and look for like mat returns and things like that. Essentially, what I'm saying by that is I can start dragging him to the ground at this point. Depending on what the rule context that you're fighting under, I could just jump onto his back and try to sink in the choke. But if you're worried about getting slammed or missing and overexposing yourself, it might be better just to go here, get a waist lock on the rear side, buckle the knee on one side and drag him back to the floor and start looking to chase his back here now. So one more time on that one. Essentially what's happening here, again, we're fighting up top like this. I get him to step somehow. I go into this little trip. I push him off to the side, and now I'm onto his back. I want to get this far side hip here like this. I'm getting this kind of a waist lock like this here. And my outside knee, let's turn this way a little bit. When this one here, to drag him back down, I'm buckling the knee inside here, this way, okay? So that I get him to fall down to that hip. So what you're seeing here now is kind of some gradients. If I'm very successful and get him planted all the way to the floor, maybe I'm going to get him to a turtle position. And you can look at one of my other videos where I have like things to do to attack the turtle with front headlocks, with guillotines, anacondas, darces, all that kind of cool stuff. I'll put a link to that somewhere. Yeah, there we go. And then, or I snap, he posts a hand on the floor, one foot's closer than the other. I can pick near side or far side ankle, right? I don't get a very successful snap. He's more vertical. Well, if he's vertical, we're going to shoot in on that double leg, right? Somewhere in between where I'm messing with foot trips, getting him to step kind of funky, cross his feet up, use kind of little baby snaps and like little twists and turns to get him flanking or get me flanking on the outside of him. These are all really helpful things, and I don't have to have, again, I don't have to be extremely much faster than he is. These are all things where I don't have to really like commit in a way that if I fail and I sacrifice my position. So hopefully these are some helpful things. If you got any questions about it or you want to leave a comment, please do. Let me know if you have any other special conditions that you encounter whenever you're standing wrestling, standing submission grappling, that these didn't necessarily help with. And I'll try to address them in a future video. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys watching.